want.
Okay, the first one is how is the band formed, and how did you come up with the name 12 Stones? What does it mean?
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. I was working in a music store, and Paul came in all the time, and we just kind of started jamming together, and songs kind of just started forming themselves, and he'd come by more on a daily to twice, 3 times a day, and we ended up, just staying after hours and writing songs and playing, and that's pretty much how it started.
Yeah, that was the only music store that let me play the guitars without buying them, so
yeah.
I frequented them often.
Yeah, he never bought one, which I worked on commission only, so that helped
yeah,
a lot too.
so thank you. You're welcome. As far as the name 12 Stones, it's actually out of the Old Testament of the Bible, out of the book of Joshua. So there's definitely some religious, undertones with that, but the funny thing about the whole thing is that people automatically say, oh, Christian band, you got your name from a Bible. But we had about 15 different names, yeah. And we put them into a hat, and 12 Stones was the one we picked out. So it does have significant meaning, but at the end of the day, we chose it out of a hat amongst the other ones. We're like, cool. And it works out because, the 1 and the 2 is better than having an A name for iTunes. Mm-hmm. You get to be right at the top.
Oh, that's true. We didn't even think about it.
We're going to call ourselves the Aardvarks for a while. 1-2 was pretty good.
That is good. You're right up there near like 311 and stuff.
That's right.
That's awesome.
right.
So what is 12 Stones? What is it in the Bible? What's it mean?
It's basically in the book of Joshua. It's a story about when they crossed the sea. God told them to go back and collect 12 stones from the river to put it at the head of their camp to remind them what they've seen that day. It's a symbol of unity and togetherness and power, and just basically a symbol. And a lot of people say it's a weight.
Yeah, stones is a weight apparently in the UK, I guess.
Right, it is. Yeah.
So yeah.
If you weigh 12 stones,
of those,
it's very heavy.
You weigh like 120 pounds or something.
More accurate than ever.
A couple tons.
Yeah, a couple tons.
Go ahead, Renee and Mackie. You got another question for the guys?
What was the first 12 Stones song you heard on the radio or movie soundtrack, and how did you guys feel?
The first one I heard on the radio was when we actually drove a demo over to a radio station in Biloxi, and we were trying to get on their homegrown stage for their music fest, and they liked it, which surprised us in itself. But then they played it on the radio that night, so it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were supposed to take our demo into this place and just drop it off, but for whatever reason that night we showed up at like 9:30 at night too. We just assumed everybody was there hanging out, We went and knocked on the door, and for whatever reason, the DJ that was working that night let us in and brought us into the studio, sat us down, did an interview with us, never even hearing the music. And during the breaks, he played it on the CD player in the studio.
Yeah.
He was like, man, this is really good. So he called the station manager and said, look, I got this band in here. They just brought a demo. I think it's great. Is it cool how I play it on the air? It's like, well, as long as there's no profanity and stuff like that, we can do it. Mm-hmm. So he pretty much played our whole demo over the air while we were sitting there, did our first interview, and then we got in the car to drive back home about an hour and a half, and the whole way home he played us all these songs. But The Way I Feel was one of the first ones that we heard.
Yeah, that was the first one.
And we were just high-fiving, and we ended up getting to open the main stage of the festival that year.
Oh, cool.
Not even have to be on the side stage. We went on right before Kitty, which was pretty awesome. So.
Nice. Very cool. So you guys have one more tune for us before you got to get out of here?
Sure.